welcome to the Sharpe Way Show. So happy to have you with me this evening, a little bit past 7 p.m. on the East Coast. I didn't know how to do this show today. A part of me wanted to just do a show just on family court, which you guys have been asking me to do a show on for a long time. I was doing one just on that. And I thought maybe do a Sharpe Solutions. I'll just do that instead. But then I looked at the two incidents that just happened recently in New Orleans and Las Vegas. And I thought to myself, maybe I should do a show on that. That's topical. It makes my team happy when I do topical stuff. Team likes topical stuff. You guys like stuff you ask me for. So I thought maybe I would do that instead. But then I realized they're actually related. And it made me angry. And I got really triggered. I got triggered when I watched the press conferences of law enforcement talking about both of these incidents. Why would I get triggered? Why would you get, Larry, they do it all the time. Yeah, they would. But for those of you who don't know some of the details, I'll give you a couple of them. A lot of people died in New Orleans. One died in Vegas, but many were injured. And people were scared. So when the press conference came, you would think they just want to give you information or something like that, or answer the press questions. No. It was an event for them. It was as if they actually enjoyed what was happening. Like, great, now I get to be in front of the press and say some stuff and talk trash. And I thought, okay, that's terrible. Okay, yes, but then I thought, well, it's okay, because at least maybe we'll show how these people, why they did what they did, right? We'll at least get that, won't we? No. We got some details and how hard they're working and how they're cooperating and how, they're working tirelessly to support us. I don't give a shit about any of that. I don't care. I don't mean to be mean. The guys are dead. You can solve some kind of crime. We know who did it. The two dead guys. You're not solving some crime, right? It doesn't matter. Right? That's not a thing. We got to solve a crime. That's not an issue. It's done. And that's what they're talking about. We're going to figure out exactly what happened. Why? I know what happened. And they act like they don't. Or they tell you something else. Remember what they said in New Orleans? First thing they told you, FBI to step in. FBI's got to be in here. Why? Because they want to get in front of the TV and they want to validate themselves. The FBI, one of the worst agencies we've ever created, has to always validate itself. And it does so. Where FBI is taking over. Why? Because it's a, I can't say the word, I'm going to get trashed on YouTube. It's a TERRER. TERROR event. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. They'll say that. Well, it was a BOMB event. No, it wasn't. Let me tell you what this was. It's what I've been saying, which is why I got so triggered, for 7 years. All of these mass events, whether at schools or churches, where they are, here's what they are. They're public suicides. I said that on Joe Rogan 7 years ago. They're public suicides. That's what they are. And there's no one else involved. And they were like, oh, we got to check out all the other people who could be involved. Let me tell you, the only people who were involved was the family court system. That's it. So you want to be mad at somebody, be mad at judges. Do that. Go investigate them. Because that's what happened here. But Larry, it's going to be like, it's people from across the border. And the moron, and I didn't know how dumb this man was, but now I know, Tom Holman, I don't know why the hell Trump picked him for the border czar. What an idiot he is. He goes on Fox and they say, hey, Tom, what do you think about these issues? What does he say? Got to close the border. Shut up. Close the border. Neither of these guys came across the border. Nothing to do with this. Nothing to do with this. And why did that trigger me so much? That triggered me so much because he used this tragedy to push his issue. And so did law enforcement. And so will everybody else. But let me tell you what this was. And let me tell you why this happened. So there's no doubt. These were two public suicides by two broken men who didn't believe in the system that they defended. That's what it is. No one's got to investigate. You don't need a guy with a PhD. You don't got to have the mentalist come in and figure some shit out. Not required. I just did it all for you. Done. Two broken men who no longer believed in the system that they defended. That's it. It was ISIS inspired. Shut up. Stop. Stop validating bombing people overseas, which these two men were involved with, which is why they did what they did. Both of these men have things in common. They're not physically related, but it's the same story. Both of them served in our military, and not just in our regular military. They were both in elite military units, both of them, for multiple years. They both served in combat zones in Afghanistan. Both of them did. One was still a member. And both of them had broken marriages. Yes. And both of them felt like they were losers and the system failed them. Oh, I know that already because I've met those men. I've met those men. And we are going to use this to say things like, where was the security? Shut up! Where was the security? How much security do you need? Did you see how many cameras they had? We track them every single way. The cops track the Tesla guy. They know what rental truck he used. They know where he went to refuel it. We have cameras of everything. They know it took him 17 seconds before he stopped, before the whole thing blew up. What else do you require? We've been putting cameras in these things in our country forever. All we're doing is throwing more security and more security. And what happens? People still do this. Why do we keep doing this? Because we won't look inside. And the problem is broken men. That's the problem. Broken men. Every single time this happens, it's a broken man or a broken boy. One of those two. Every goddamn time. Once in a while you get a woman here or there. But what, 1 in 100? Every other one's a broken man. And we won't say that. Why not? Why won't we say the truth? Why won't we say, it's a TERROR, or ISIS inspired, or close the border, or where's security? All bullshit and means nothing. Why won't we go, man, has our system failed us? Oh my God, is this system horrible? We have two men who literally served their country and defended it in a combat zone, and then came home and said, you know what the right answer is? Public suicide, where I take others with me. And we're like, well, let's just close the border. Stop. Let's have more security. Stop. Let's bomb more people. Stop. War on terror. Stop. We've been doing that for decades, and this still happens. It doesn't work. Well, Larry, you're going to sit here and blame family court? Yes, I am. Yes. Yes. The guy in New Orleans, divorced twice. Divorced twice. Trashed, bankrupt, in debt. Why? Family court. Yes. Was a real estate broker. Don't know if he kept that or not. He probably took the license away because that's what judges do. He was devastated. Now, here's the worst part. You're going to tell me, Larry, and some of you last night got all uppity with me when I talked about feelings versus facts. Now I'm going to make you eat your words. Factually, facts. Was that man in New Orleans, was his life actually over before he did that? Of course not. Could he have bounced back? Of course he could have. People bounce back from worse. Of course he could have. But you know what? He didn't feel like he could. His feelings trumped the facts yet again. And now what, 15 people dead? And how many dozens wounded? And he's dead? Because feelings matter. Because when you don't have purpose, when you don't have hope, when you don't have any... From when I was on Joe Rogan, and I said, what's killing our children? I said 3 things. Lack of community, lack of purpose, and loneliness. That's what I said 7 years ago. I was right then, and God damn it, I'm right now. And why I'm so triggered and why I'm so bothered is I have been saying this for 7 years. I said it on Glenn Beck. I said it on Joe Rogan. I said it on this channel probably every month. And again. The most dangerous thing in America today, the world, I'm saying America, but the world, is a man with nothing to lose. You can't stop him. You cannot. All the security in the world, you can't stop him. He's a man with nothing to lose. And worse off, these guys are veterans, so they're fearless already, and they know how to destroy people. You know that. They did so both times. Now, the other guy didn't realize how the Tesla truck is a very powerful truck. And that's why more people didn't die. Otherwise, more people would have died. But let me push back if I could. A little bit. What is the same? What is the same? These are men who were broken, men who thought the system was going to support them, men who thought the system was going to support them because they were veterans, men who sacrificed for this system who they thought was going to help them, and it didn't. And then what happens when that happens? They began to feel like they're lost. Now, people are going to say, yeah, but this guy had the ISIS flag. Yes. Well, this guy, he's inspired by the bad guys. Yes. Because when you don't stand for anything, the old saying goes, when you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And not just that, when you're searching for something, because what you believed your entire life was obviously a lie, or you think so, was obviously a lie. Well, you believe what the other people tell you. Maybe these guys who I was fighting against in Afghanistan, maybe they were right the whole time. Because I can't get ahead. I can't do anything. I can't find satisfaction in my personal life. I can't find satisfaction in my professional life. I can't find friends. I can't find respect. I can't find anything. Maybe these guys with the black flag are right. I got nothing to lose. To hell with them all. And boom, that happens. And our response is not, my God, we screwed up. Why are we not mad about what I'm talking about? Because that would mean we'd have to look inside and fix our system. Why would we do that? When we can instead blame the bad guys overseas and keep bombing them for some reason and guarantee this, that there's going to be some reason someone's going to be bombing somebody somewhere. And they may say, that's because these guys, we got to do it because we got to be in Syria because more guys like New Orleans will happen, or whatever lie they'll tell you. And sadly, at least half Americans will believe it. At least half, if not more. Yeah, you're right. We got to lock them all down because we got to bomb the Syrians or whoever they decide to bomb because New Orleans. They'll say that. Worse, they'll wind up blaming Democrats for the guy who blew up the truck in front of Trump Tower. Oh, it's the Dems. They did it. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. They didn't do it. This is an individual guy. Yes. That's the problem. That's the problem. So if we accept this is a public suicide, and it's what it is, and in fact, if you watch the press conference, one of the reporters sort of said, is this a suicide? Is this like a public suicide? And the cop was putting, well, it's a suicide, but with a bombing. What? Now, the reason is, in case you don't know how it actually worked, the guy in Vegas, he had a bunch of fireworks, a bunch of explosives. He drives in, he sets a fuse, he takes care of himself, he self-deletes, and then it goes off. That's how it actually worked. That's what he did. So they said, well, it's that, but it's a public suicide. Why do you do the explosion? Why do you do this? Right? The other guy, as you know, used the vehicle, which, by the way, everyone talks about guns. And there were guns used, I guess, kind of in this, but the car, no. The other guy used some guns since he shot people. But most of the damage was done through him driving over people. And I told you this years ago, that the guns won't matter. Why? Because a mass killing that happened in France was the most ever at a school. It was in Nice, France. Guy rented a truck. Oh, like these guys? Yeah. And ran over like 60 people. Yes, that's the largest ever done. It's in France, not even in America. Worse gun laws than we have. Weird how these gun laws never seem to work. By the way, the guns these guys purchased, all legal. All legal firearms. All legal. Laws didn't work again because they never work, ever. Because they never work, ever. All right. So I hooped and hollered. Okay, let me tell you what they're going to do. More gun laws. We're going to have, I'm not joking, we're going to have common sense rental laws now. They're going to change rental laws. They're going to find a reason to attack Toro, the company, so you can't rent your own property anymore. They can do something like that. That'll fix it. They're going to have more cameras, more barriers. They're going to do all those things they say, do that, and act like they did something. And government's going to act like, we saved you because this is what it's going to tell you, because they always do it, our number one job is to keep you safe. Well, you're doing a shitty job of it, but you're going to keep saying that so you can keep passing laws. And Americans are going to go, yes, we need that. That is a good idea. Let's do that. We need to do that because Americans are afraid. And afraid Americans always means bad stuff for us. And they know that. That's why they're doing it. So yes, Joel's teasing, says common sense truck laws. Yes, there'll be common sense ones. That's all it'll be. Yes. And the people who are in the press will use this as a way to push themselves up their own ladder. That's what they're going to be the press saying stuff. We're working tireless, whatever. Guys like Tom Holm will have a reason to be horrible and throw more people out of the country or shut something down or hurt immigrants somehow. He'll blame immigrants because that's what he's doing. Both of these men, born and raised in America, served our country as veterans. Holman will say it's migrants or whatever. Don't you know, migrants are a problem too, but separate issue. They'll use that. They'll want more gun laws. Of course, they'll want that too. And they want more security and more surveillance. Did you see the amount of surveillance they had? Oh my God. Oh my God, the amount of surveillance is insane. This is a problem. When you have broken men, this is what happens. When I ran for governor in 2028, and I saw how many men were broken by the family court system, I said, I have to fix this system. And they said, why? Why do you so care about this? I said, how am I going to fix my state when I've got 1 million broken men? I need those men to help me fix the state. And the worst part is, behind every broken man is at least one broken kid, if not more. So I got broken men, I got broken kids. All right. I told you what they're going to do. None of it's going to make any sense. None of it's going to work at all. It's all going to fail. It's going to make life worse, which is why I'm so triggered. Now things will just get worse because afraid Americans always make bad decisions, and we will, and we're going to happily, eagerly accept it. You can see it already on TV. You can see it already in the news already. Yeah, where were the barriers? Where were the cops? We need more cops. We have, I'm not joking, we have the National Guard in the New York City subways, and just yesterday, some dude got pushed in front of one train and almost died. Just yesterday. A week late? Was it a week ago? They said we went on fire 2 weeks ago, whenever it was. He said we went on fire. What are you talking about? How much more can we possibly? We're going to live in a total and utter police state. And again, a man with nothing to lose cannot be stopped. What was the name of that movie? Oh, Line of Fire? Was that the movie? I think that was Clint Eastwood. She talked about that. Clint Eastwood, and then the bad guy was John Malkovich, and he said, "You can't stop me. I have nothing to lose. I don't care if I die. You can't stop me." That's what he said, and he was kind of right. I mean, in the movie, of course, he stops. He's Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood can do anything in the movie. In the movie, he can. But I'm just saying. But you know what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. How do we fix this? We fix it at the family court level. Yes, at the family court level. Why does that matter? Why in the world does that matter? Because when family court destroys families, everybody pays. Even if one side does better than the other, they still pay. They still pay. Now, there are three things you have to fix in family court. And the first one is going to sound crazy, but it's really important. Lying in family court is not considered in any way, shape, or form perjury. I'm not joking. It's not. Now, could it be? Sure. It's not. Usually lying, you get no penalty. If you get any kind of penalty, it's contempt of court. And it's almost always on the male side of the female side. Larry, you're misogynist. No, I'm not. That's a fact. If any of you think family court is not skewed towards women, you live in a fantasy world. Now, I'm not saying it's all women get. I'm not saying that. But it is absolutely skewed towards women, has been for years. If you don't think so, you were just living in a fantasy world. And you may if you want to. You can if you want to live in a fantasy world. It's fine. It's fine. You can if you want to. But the point is, absolutely, that is the norm. Happens all the time. So here's what actually happens in family court right now. Don't get me wrong. Family court in general helps out actual deadbeat dads and actual crazy women. It actually doesn't help the good dad and the good woman. It only helps the deadbeat dad and the crazy woman. Those people it helps tremendously. The system is made for that. So piece number one. So you go into family court and you want to be kind of amenable. You don't want to be too crazy. You want to be okay. You're like, look, I'm mad at my ex, but fine, or my now spouse still, but I don't want to go crazy. I'm not joking. Your attorney will say, hey, look, you're a male. Just tell the judge that she cheats on you. What? But she doesn't. I didn't say she does or not. I didn't say anything. This is what your lawyer will tell you. I didn't say it. She there didn't. I'm saying just tell the judge. If you tell the judge that, if you do that, then you might have a shot at this. And you're the dad. You go, you're a good dad. And you don't hate your wife. You're mad at her, but you don't hate her. And you don't want the kids to see you lying. So you don't say that. You go, no, I'm not going to say that. Stop. Okay. Well, what does the wife's lawyer tell her? I'm not saying anything. All I'm saying is, if you tell the judge you're afraid that he might hit you, you probably won't get the kids. You think I'm making that up? I've been saying that for 7 years. Never had anybody come to me and tell me I'm wrong. I say that publicly all the time. No one tells me I'm wrong because it does happen all the time. I had one lawyer, and I tell the story often. I had one lawyer one time go, Larry, she was at my event. She was a matrimonial attorney in my event. She goes, Larry, I would never say that. I said, wonderful. I'm glad you would never do that. Are you telling me it doesn't happen? She's looked away. Didn't answer my question. Looked away. Because that happens all the time. So the wife says, wait a minute. Okay. That's how I get my kid. I'm scared to lose my kid. I'm a mom. I don't lose my kid. Yeah, he hit me. That's a lie. So you would think, okay, it's perjury. No, not at all. Not just that. After that happens, she brings in mom. And the judge, her attorney says, Mom, agree with her. It's okay. Just agree with her. And then mom goes, okay, yeah, I'm scared. I think he might do something. I'm scared of him too. Oh my God, that happens. Now you're lying. Now we find out months later. Again, this happens all the time. Months later, we find out all a lie, made up. What is her punishment? Nothing. What is the mom's punishment? Nothing. What's the lawyer's punishment for telling her to lie? Nothing. And how does this come about? How do we learn this? Because now the dad goes, oh my God, she's lying. I'll lie too. Yeah, I got mad at her because she was sleeping with my brother, or whatever he says, which is a lie too. And then he brings his brother in. Yeah, we were sleeping together. She's terrible. She's a cheater. That happens. Now, those lies happen. Now they realize they're all lying. They begin to back off a little bit. Now we find it's lying. What's the judge do? Nothing. Maybe he'll punish the father. Maybe. But nothing. So why should that be perjury? Here's why it should be perjury. If it's perjury, that is a felony. And if the lawyer is assisting with a felony, the lawyer will lose his or her license. That shit stops right away. They're not losing a license. They're making money off this. Right away. They'll stop. They'll say, don't you dare lie. Don't you dare. Don't make that up. Nope. I'm not losing my license for you. That will stop. That's the first thing you must do. You must just do that. Make it to where it's perjury. Number one thing to do, you will watch things change. Right now, the way it works in most family courts is the person who lies the most, the fastest wins. That's how it works. So if you're actually a deadbeat dad, you are awesome. You come in, you start lying, I got no money, I got nothing, and you're good to go, and the wife is screwed because you're a deadbeat dad. But what if you're not a deadbeat dad, and you actually care about your kids, and you want them to have a relationship with their mom and you want to support them? Well, you don't lie, and she lies faster and first, and you are screwed. And that happens every single day in this country. Every single day that happens in this country. And it gets worse. Because here's what happens next. Part two, that was one. Part two, the number one focus of the judge should be, number one focus, children with kin. It is not. Number one focus is cash. I'm not joking. Why is it so important, that cash? It's important because the state makes money off it. The state takes a cut of all your checks, like a credit card company. It's about cash. And if they take your kid, the federal government gives them money to the state to take your kid. That has to end immediately. No federal money to any family court for any reason goes away immediately. Second piece, the number one issue is family, is children with kin. Why does this matter? Because right now what a judge does is this. A judge says, okay, generally speaking, still to this day, the man tends to make more money than a woman. That's changing, but still to this day, still true. Has been true for a long time. Still is true statistically. Obviously, there's some exceptions. Statistically, the man makes more than a woman. Just the way it is. No judgment on that. That's how it works. So what happens? To what Kim says, the courts almost always give custody to the parent who makes the least money. I'm not making this up. Shouldn't it be the opposite? Shouldn't you give the kids to the parent who could actually pay the most and have the most money? They don't do that. In fact, usually it's just the mom. The mom just gets it. Take the kids. You get it. It's how it works in most cases. Well, Larry, shouldn't they? No. There was a movie in the 70s called Kramer versus Kramer with Dustin Hoffman and somebody else. I forgot. And he had a very poignant point that he said 50 years ago. He said, just because a parent is a woman doesn't by default make her a better parent. It doesn't. I'm not saying dads are better. I'm saying, why are women magically better? Either parent could be a better parent. Either one could be a crappy parent. But it goes to the mom. And dads know that. Now, here's how it works. Here's the worst part. The judge then says, okay, dad, you at one point made $100,000 a year. I'm making the number up. Made $100,000 a year. Awesome. You now have to pay child support based upon $100,000 a year. And he goes, but what if I lose my job? Don't care. Well, I don't want to do this anymore. Now that I'm not with my wife anymore and family, I don't want to do this anymore. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You have to pay. Well, but wait, I can't. Then get two jobs. Well, then I can't see my kid. Too bad. Get two jobs. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Now you might go, well, Larry, that's not true. If a guy loses his job, they'll change. No. This is the reason why a lot of people are, I'm not saying this is the right answer, but a lot of people you're hearing there saying, we want to end no-fault divorce. I'm not saying it's the right answer, but I want you to understand why people think this, why that's become a thing. Because if you end no-fault divorce, This is the logic behind it. I know some of you can fight and say, I'm not making a judgment on it. I'm explaining why. If you end no fault divorce, someone will have to be guilty of something to end the marriage, right? Well, that will sometimes be the woman, and then the man will then say, look, she broke the covenant. You've got to give me more. That's the issue. That's why they talk about that. Not just that. If a woman just go, and most divorces, the vast majority of divorces are started by women. Vast majority, 70, 80%, whatever it is. It's a huge number. I forgot what it was. Huge. With that in mind, well, a lot of the men don't want to get divorced because they're going to get destroyed. They're going to be rammed horribly. They don't want to get divorced. So now she has to admit fault. Well, he won't get as hammered. That's the reason why people are talking about no fault divorce. That's the entire reason why I'm talking about it. Because the men are afraid that they're going to get hammered, because that's been true for years and still is true. So they want to make sure that she has to do something wrong, go cheat, do something. As long as he doesn't break the rules, she'll break the rules and he won't get as hammered. That's the reason why. That's the entire reason why. So just so you wonder why people talk about that, that's why they talk about it. But if you just fix the family court, you don't have to end it. You can just fix the family court. You don't have to end it. Right? I mean, you could. Look, if you want to, I don't know if that really matters that much. I don't know if it's going to make anything better or not. Before, I don't really know. But my point is, you don't have to do that if you fix family court. But it's still worse. It's still worse. So now I lose my job. Or worse, my company goes out of business, whatever the case may be. Well, I go to the court and I say, hey, court, I lost my job. Too bad. Pay. I can't do it. Go into debt. Well, then I can't. I'll live on the couch. I don't care. So now he was with the woman for X number of years, 10 years, whatever. I'm making a number up. She now has the house he used to live in. She has the kids. He can't see them anymore because he works too much. He's paying to keep her lifestyle, and he's living in his mom's basement. And he's 40. He's 30. How does he feel? How does he feel? And I said feel. He feels that the system doesn't work for him. He feels like the government hates him. Why do you think so many men are becoming conservative? Random? Just cause? Because they see the system as not their friend. They see the system as their enemy. Why do you have the huge rise in the red pill content, manosphere content? Just randomly because it's boring? Because it was cool? No, because this type of thing happening moves men towards that. This is a symptom of our broken system. And now I got to keep going because it's so goddamn bad. Now that guy is living in his mom's basement. What does his son think of him? What does his daughter think of him? Particularly when they can't see him anymore. I just took their father away. And is the court mad? No, the court's happy because he's paying again. And that's all that mattered. As I said, it should be children with kin because it gets worse. Now the father has to work 2 jobs or whatever the case may be, or has to start escaping because he has to go to Florida. People used to skip New York State all the time, go to Florida, go someplace else because they couldn't pay and they don't go to jail because you'll go to jail now. We have debtor's prison now in family court. I thought we fought a war against debtor's prison back in 1776. Oh, that shit's back alive and well. Don't pay your child support, you're in jail. Yeah, but you lose your job, you have. Too bad. Not just that, we'll take your license. I'm not joking. They will take your professional license as punishment. What moronic, idiotic, horrible, heartless judge thought that was okay? Now what you do, take his life, that'll teach him. How's he going to pay now? Now he's totally finished. Now he's ruined. He's ruined because of the woman he selected and because of the system he went in. Why do you think men don't want to get married anymore? All the men of my age are telling them stories like this. The young men are like, I'm not getting married. I'm not walking into that. And you wonder why, if you're 25 or 30 or 35-year-old woman, you can't find a man. They're all afraid of you. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. I wish I was. I have a 20-year-old daughter. I wish I was joking. I wish I didn't have a state full of broken men. I wish I was joking. I see it everywhere. I see young men and older men now. I don't want nothing to do with women. Nothing to do with them. And a lot of that's because of this. And when you give men no family, no purpose, no reason, no community, what the hell do you expect? What the hell do you expect? Fix this. Kids with kin. And the next time a judge says that and says, I'm gonna make this guy pay money so he can't see his kid. Now we have to have a system where he can appeal and go, I can't see my kid. And a governor, because only a governor will do this. Judges won't. Judges will protect themselves. Judges protect themselves always. How many times do I tell you how crappy our judges are? They're embarrassment. Terrible. Because one judge went, let's take our license. The rest of them said, yeah, let's take the license. Someone else did, so I'll do it too. That was stupid. I'll do stupid stuff now because everyone else does stupid stuff. So I'll keep wrecking people. I'll keep wrecking everybody and wonder why. Literally, a mayor steps in and goes, why did you do that? What? Why did you do that? What do you mean? This guy used to make $100,000 a year. Now he makes 50. So why didn't you cut it in half? Why didn't you cut it in half? Because he makes half the money. Well, no, he has to pay. No, you're removed. I'm impeaching your incompetent, horrible, inhuman ass. You're gone. And if you don't repent openly, I'm taking your goddamn retirement too, because you just took his. You took his. I'm taking yours. Go work. You want him to find a job? You find one. You can't keep the robe. I'm keeping the robes. Go find a job. Do it a couple times. Watch judges change. But you can't find a governor to do that. You can't find a guy to talk about this. You can't find a candidate for governor to talk about this except the idiot you listen to right now. I'm the only one who talks about this. Nobody else does. No other candidate does. I've been doing it since 2018. Since 2018, I've been doing it. You have to fix that part. Kids with kin, because it goes even further. Now a judge says, well, I can't give the kid even to the uncle. Why? Because the uncle might give the kid to the dad, Okay, what's wrong with that? Well, the dad didn't pay, so I have to punish him. What? So the dad didn't pay, so the kid can't see the dad, punishing the kid. Now, those of you who know me know I lost my dad when I was a kid. As a teenager, I can tell you from personal experience, I would have rather had a broke-ass dad than no dad. Any day of the week, I'd have rather have a dad who was broke as hell and can only take me to take me to get some ice cream once a week. I would have rather had that than no dad. And I'd been smiling the whole goddamn way. I'd been smiling the whole way, but I had nothing. And now the state takes away a dad who wants to see his kids, and we're okay with it. And we keep breaking men. Why does this matter? Because those two men who did what they did, there are tens of thousands of those men walking the streets now in this country. Let me say it again. There are tens of thousands of men just like them walking the streets of America right now. And we're going to worry about what? Where were the barricades? Close the border, bomb ISIS, or whatever stupid shit we're going to talk about. That means nothing. Versus, we have a problem with broken men in this country, and we have to fix it. But this will keep happening every day. AC says, I was a broke-ass dad for a bit, and my son and I had a blast. Yes. Duke says, millions, actually. I don't want to hear that, Duke. I'm going to say you're lying because I don't want to hear that. I'm just going to ignore that. I'm just going to say you're wrong because I don't want to hear it. Yes, I don't want to hear that. So I'm going to say you're wrong. Anyway, those two pieces. Third piece, we have to stop treating family court like it's the kids' table. And that's what we do. The judges are like secondary judges. It's like I do it on the side. It doesn't matter. No. It's the number one court. And people go, no, number one court is going to be the criminal court. No. If you have better families, you'll have less criminals. How do I know that? Because I have magic goddamn powers? No, because look at every single prison in this entire country. What is it filled with? At least 80% fatherless men. At least 80%. You already make it up. No, do your own homework. I don't make this shit up. You know, I say stuff I know. If I don't know, I tell you. I know that's true. 80% or more in every good prison you find, fatherless men. So I have an idea. Why don't we have better families and then we'll have less criminals? It's how that works. Focus on this. This matters. This is critical. We can fix it. 3 pieces. Lying is perjury. And if a judge will not accept it as perjury, you remove that judge. Judges must be removed, gone, removed. We must start removing judges, impeaching them, not transferring them. They must lose their judgeship. They must lose their judgeship. They must lose it. That goes away, you will watch them all change, because judges don't give a shit about you or the Constitution. They don't care at all. But if you watch one of them lose a judgeship, they care about that. They love that power. They love them robes. They love robes. Oh my God, they do. They will absolutely keep that. They will absolutely keep that. Let them go away. You will watch that happen. Number 1. Number 2. I'm sorry. With that same number 1. The second is perjury. Take away the license of the attorney who encouraged it, because they always do. Always an example. They mostly do. Exaggeration was always. They mostly do. Watch that. That goes away. So now what do you start to have? Honesty in the courtroom. Oh my God. Yes. Not just that I want due process in the courtroom. There is a due process. Judges can decide absolutely whatever they want, whenever they want, no consequences. There must be a Yelp system for judges. Maybe not Yelp itself, but some system like that. Now, Larry, everyone's going to not like the judge. This is the point. The point is, was the judge fair or not? If everyone thinks the judge is bad, that may not be a bad thing. At least he's fair. He's bad to both sides. Okay, he's bad to both sides. That's still a fair judge. He's a harsh judge, but he's fair. Both sides getting hammered or both sides doing well. But when this side that's a problem. That is now by default a judge who is no longer neutral, who is no longer fair. You can't be in the system anymore. You got to go. Sorry, judge, you got to go. Yes, imagine that's what's happening. Judge would stop that. Not just that. When it comes to transparency, every single thing in the courtroom can and should be recorded, except one exception: whenever minors are testifying. If a minor testifies, that does not be recorded at all. No, that's fine. They're kids. They don't do it. But if you're an adult and you want to, right now, if you record in family court, that's a felony. You're going to jail. I'm not joking. You're going to jail. You are going to jail if you record what happens. Why? Because each of these judges has their own little fiefdom and their own little kingdom, do whatever they want. No. Record it. And you know what happened? We'll see how terrible judges are. And guess what? They'll get removed. It will fix family court. Kids with kin. So stop all the money and stop treating it like it's the kids' table. It's the most important court. Now, am I saying family court is what caused these men to fall apart? Yes. Yes. And I don't have to know that, because I know that. Of course it did. The guy who did the worst damage in New Orleans went through it twice. Yeah. Went through it twice. And I want to add this piece again to make sure we understand this. Did these men have to do this? No. Could these men have bounced back? Of course. Of course they could have bounced back. Factually, what they did was wrong. Factually, it was insane. Factually, what they did made no sense. They all could have bounced back. But they felt hopeless. And what you hear me say every other week on this damn show, when you have lack of purpose, when you don't feel loved, when you don't feel respected, you become self-destructive. That is simply human nature. And our system does that. I have yapped a lot. I want to take some of your comments. But I wanted to bring this up because it really bothered me that we're going to spend our time worrying about things that don't matter after this and learn nothing. And then 3 months from now, 2 months from now, another one's going to happen because it keeps happening because we don't stop the problem. In fact, the problem's getting worse. The problem's getting worse. Lunatic says, thank you for being a member, Lunatic. Family court and child support are a joke. Maritime law, family law, constitutional law. It is a joke. Here's the issue. Something to remember, guys. If I don't divorce my wife and I stay with my wife, do I have to get a job? No, I don't have to. I can just be a deadbeat and lay around all day. If I want to, I can. And the judge won't say anything because I'm married. I get divorced. Now I have to legally have a job. How is that constitutional? How is that anything? I now have to legally have a job now and pay. How is that constitutional? How? It's not. Not just that. I have to pay, if a judge said so, for my kid's college. Well, Larry, don't you want to? If I want to, I would pay. Of course I would. If you love your kid, of course you're going to pay. But what I'm saying is now you are legally required to pay for an adult. Your kid is now 18, 19, you have to pay till they're 21. How? If I stay married, do I have to pay for my kid's college? No. I can throw my kid out when they're 18 if I want to. I can't. I mean, I hope you don't. That's kind of cruel. But I could. I could say, get out. Go. I didn't, my kids' parents paid for my college. I had no money. I went to the Marine Corps, 17. But I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying you need to. It's your family. It's your kid. You do as you see fit. You want to throw your kid out at 18? You can. Not if you're divorced, you can't. The law makes you pay for their college. How is that even? Why did a judge go, that makes sense? A judge said that. Now the judge went, yeah, that's good. As I tell you, the judges don't give a shit about the Constitution or your rights or your kids. They don't care at all. How is that okay? But now you should pay for your kids' college. Great. I happen to agree. I think you should try to pay for your kids' college if you can. I do think that. But should that be a law? I should force you. The judges say, yeah, let's get divorced. Now you have to. Or you go to jail. Or they take away your license to do the job that you worked on. What if you're a tradesman and you've worked years with your hands and you busted your ass to get a license? They will just take it. They will just take it. You will have nothing to say. Nothing. Your response is jail. And what if your ex or wife you're fighting with decides she wants to make it work out for 3, 4, 5, 6 years and not get divorced and just make you struggle for 3, 4, 5 years? What are you going to do? Nothing. Just struggle because she deems it so. That's it. Just do it. Just struggle because she deems it so. That's it. Happens all the time. Yes. All righty. Kim says family course destroying us. Yep. Absolutely. Yep. Next thing I want to bring up. They were talking about the guy in New Orleans and how he had people working with him. He was inspired by ISIS. That lie bullshit that means nothing. And that he had people around him. That was a lie. They made that up. I'm not joking. Check it out. There was nobody else. It was just him. But they said that. Why? So you would be afraid. So we can validate, I don't know, bombing the Houthis or bombing Syria or whoever's the bad guy of the day. I don't even know who the bad guy is sometimes. I got to ask, who we bombing today? Who's the bad guy today? Is it the Egyptians today? I don't know. Whoever they decide is the bad guy. Are we bombing Iraqis again? Whatever. Because this guy, he had other people. He was inspired by these people or whatever the hell that means. Insanely stupidity. They say all the time to scare us. And it works every time. There was nobody else for either of them. There's no accomplices. It's not a thing. They made it up. Kim goes on to say, it sickens me what our family courts are doing to our kids, exploiting children in the worst ways. Ranks just beneath emming the child and the P word, CP. Yes, correct, Kim. It wrecks them. And I'll say it again. How are you as a son going to act when you see your father utterly broken? The thing I didn't mention, which I need to mention now, is the biggest piece of the whole thing. Who watches it all? Who watches their vision of manhood and womanhood? Who watches their vision of what love is supposed to be, what a relationship is supposed to be? Who watches it turn into vindictive nastiness? The children. And you wonder why they don't trust anybody. And you wonder why they can't find relationships. And you wonder why the women don't trust the men and the men don't trust the women. It's because they watch this. Of course they think that way. Of course they think that. Why wouldn't they? We set this environment up. The kids are broken because the dad's broken, because the mom's broken, because the court system's broken. And what's our answer? Oh, more cops or whatever. I don't know. Whatever stupid thing we're going to say. Yes, the kids are destroyed. How are you going to be a good man if your vision of your father is some guy who sees you once a month because he can't afford it, and all your mom does is say what a piece of garbage he is, and don't lie and say you don't do it. So many women do it all the time. All they do is diss men in front of their kids. I see it all the time. You forget I'm a coach. I hear them do it. I watch them do it. Just insult their baby daddy. Do it in front of their kids. Well, it's okay because each parent wants to make the other one feel like they're a better parent. Shame on you, but we all do it. I mean, I don't, but people do it. That's a problem. And you're right, the kids get trashed. Andrea says, you got triggered. That never happens when watching the news. Not as much and not like this, Andrea. This one really triggered me. The AC says, anytime they say tirelessly, I know they're lying. Yes, of course. And again, they don't care. Why? What value does any of this investigation have? None. They're going to spend tons of money, tons of time. They're going to make all new rules, blame some people. They're going to go on TV 45 times so they can all get their 15 minutes of fame and be cool and stuff and make cool stuff and say this. The mayor's going to go, I got to say, the mayor was like, oh, my people, thank law enforcement. For what? What you thanking law enforcement for? For what? What did they do so great? I'm not trying to diss law enforcement. I'm not into law enforcement, but what did they do so great? They solved some crime. We know who did it. I figured that shit out myself, and I'm not even law enforcement. Not a big deal. Why are you thinking them so much? Oh, our hearts go out to the people. No, they don't. You don't even know them. You don't care. Stop lying. Just stop lying. You don't care. You don't care at all. If you care, that's going to solve the problem. You don't care. I'm going to thank President, she said this, thank President Biden for calling me. For calling me? What happened to you? Nothing. You still the mayor. Your family ain't dead. What happened to you? Nothing. Then the governor, oh, I got to thank this. Who are you thanking? For what? This is all just garbage. And we sit there and watch and go, none of them care. None of them lost anybody. One guy came in talking about the Super Bowl and said the Super Bowl committee here is, and we're hurt as much as anybody else. No, you're not. Nobody you know died. Shut up. You're making tons of money. You good. You're paying all your bills. Stop with your bullshit. And we still watch it. And probably reelect them. Oh, the mayor was so good during the crisis. What'd she do? The governor was great during the crisis. What'd he do? He thanked some people, validated the government, and then added more laws to make your life more miserable. And you're going to vote for him again. You deserve it. You deserve it. Did he fix the problem? No. Well, we tracked him the whole way through. Awesome. You're literally Captain Hindsight. You're Captain Hindsight. Let me tell you what happened. I don't care. Is you going to fix it? No. What are you going to do? You're going to add more rules. Useless. So yeah, I got extra triggered. I did. Rick says, outlaw assault vehicles. It's common sense assault vehicle laws, okay? Rick, common sense. Never forget, it's always common sense. Always common sense. Yes. He says, did the little guy survive? No, he did not. The cops got him. He did not. The cops did get him. Yes, absolutely. He says, good show, though. Wonder what Simon Baker's up to these days. I did enjoy the man. It was a good show. I did like it. I agree. It was a good show, but we don't need him. Yes. Mike says, top blaming ISIS for everything bad happens here. Yes. We went through this with Tim McVeigh. Yes. Not the first time this has happened, Michael. Thank you. And it isn't ISIS. So, okay, it's just shit they keep saying, and we just keep buying it. I wish we'd stop buying it. I just wish we'd stop buying it. So, yeah. Andrew says, click like and sub. Yes, Andrew is correct. Please do what he says. Guys, if you like seeing me get triggered, which I did today completely, click the button known as Lima, India, Kilo, Echo. If you like me getting triggered, do that. That's how you can reward me for being triggered live on the internet. There we go. Please share this, repost this if you could. If you can, please subscribe. It's free. Do it. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Click the notifications button to click all notifications. This way you get it no matter what. Click all notifications. If you think you subscribed, YouTube often unsubscribes you. So please do so. Again, make sure, because they think you're a bot. I don't know why they just do that. Also follow me on Facebook, X, and also on Rumble. Please do it also. You can, if you want to, super chat me either on Larry Sharpe or Sharpe Way, either one of those two on YouTube, or you can also rant me on Rumble if you want to. I'm on Rumble also. Become a member is always good. The more memberships I get, the more I can do, is less I have to actually work, which I'm trying to spend more time on the shows, but my God, it sucks up all of my time. Then I can't pay my own bills. Then I'm going to wind up in the same problem. All right, let's not go there. Anyway, you can remember if you want to. $49 per month. Click that join button on YouTube, on the YouTube channel, or click subscribe when I am live on Rumble. Any of those would work. I appreciate it. And I want to bring up a comment from Rumble, if I could. This is Joel. He says, family court claims to have the best interest of the child in mind. I doubt that. It is not. He then goes on to say, I just watched Ant-Man. There's a scene when the father is denied seeing his daughter because he hasn't paid child support. How is that okay? Are you punishing the man or are you punishing the daughter? And again, some idiot judge went, that's a good idea. Let's do that. Shame on all of these terrible judges. And we never talk about them. I'm the only guy who tells us how shitty our judges are. They have failed us in so many ways. Our judiciary is an embarrassment across this entire country. I know in my state, they're just, at least half of them should be fired. At least half, if not more. They're embarrassingly bad. They don't care about you. They don't care about the Constitution. All they care about is the politics that got them elected or selected. Nothing else. And there is no oversight and there's no punishment. We should be impeaching moving judges on a monthly basis. That will change them. And otherwise, once you're in, you're just done. Yes. Anyway, that Liberty Lady, how are you, D? She asked on Rumble, she says, Larry, what was the acronym you talk about? NEAT. NEAT. N-E-E-T. Not in education, employment, or training. That's what NEAT is. Not in education, employment, or training. It means men who've checked out. That number now in America has reached 8 million men. 8 million men who've just said, I'm out. I'm out. I'm not going to get a job. Don't care. I'm just going to work on the books, off the books, little stuff here or there, just making enough money, just enough so I can entertain myself with video games and screens. I'm not going to pay my taxes. I'm not going to be involved in my community. I'm not going to get a girlfriend or a wife. I'm not going to have kids. I don't want any of it. I don't want any of it. 8 million men. And women go, I wonder why I can't find a man. Because he's in someone's basement watching TV or watching TV. Who am I kidding? While playing video games or maybe watching some YouTuber. That's what he's doing. He's given up. He's surrendered. And you know what's not going to help women? Shaming him. It just makes more go away. What would help is fixing a system so a man can feel like he can be successful and move forward, and then he'll get back in the game and start playing again, and we can all have men fixing things and having relationships and getting married and having kids and all the things that most of us would like to have. Fix the system. No. Let's go, whatever, bomb Syria or whatever, more cops, whatever stupid shit we're going to do. That's what we'll do instead. So yes. Andrea says, the powers that be want a reason for more surveillance. Yes, and they got it. AC says, so capitalism. Now it's happening all over the place. Where it doesn't matter. Happens all over the place. There was a massively high suicide rate when in Russia during the Soviet Union times. It doesn't matter. If you have a corrupt system, capitalistic, socialistic, whatever it is, doesn't matter. If the system only helps the elites, this is what you get. That's how it works. So yeah, it could be capitalism or not. Doesn't matter. So I'm not saying that it could be capitalism, but it could be anything, is what I'm saying. It could be anything. Yes. All righty. Dave says, Larry, Trumplicants are saying it was a coordinated attack between Vegas and Orleans, New Orleans, and they're also saying the attacker in NOLA wasn't illegal. Okay, neither was illegal. That's stuff they made up. Both of them were American citizens, born and raised in America, and veterans. That's just stuff they're saying. It's not true, and it's not coordinated. Now, could they have known each other? Maybe. They both served time at the same time in Afghanistan because they're about the same age, and both of them went to Fort Bragg. So it's possible they knew each other. Possible, but it was not coordinated. Yes. The AC says the system didn't care about their feelings. The system never can. This is why you hear me constantly say we have to actually try to build out community, because community does care. Community can care. People need help. I say it all the time. They need help. Government can't do it. Community can. Community can. So yes. Michael says, God forbid we actually care for returning vets. No, why would we? We've already used them. We've already wrecked them. We don't care about it anymore. That's how it works every time. Right? Send them off, wreck them, bring them back, whatevs. Well, do the old thank you for your service. Do that bullshit, and we're fine. Or wear a ribbon or something. That'll fix it. Do that shit. That means nothing. I'm not trying to diss people who do that. It's nice. Not enough. Not enough. Nice. It's not enough. He says, you got answers? I'm all ears. I gave them to you. I got more. Kim says, can't fix a system that's based on money. If you change incentives, you can. Even money could work if you change the incentives. The incentives are to harm. If there was some way of making incentives to help, it could work. You do find that. The best example I'll give you is about nonprofits. Nonprofits that are not funded by the government. Nonprofits that are funded by a donor base, not by the government, a donor base. Why do donors give money to nonprofits? Because they have some form of success. That is the appropriate type of money system, right? You give money when I see successes. So there's a charity that is, helps women who are in bad marriages, violent marriages, to get back on their feet, right? I'm making this up. There are places like that, right? That's one of your charities that I want to support. I give them money. Why do we give them money? Because they service women? No. So the government does that. No, because they have success stories. And if any of you've been part of any of those types of charities, I have been, they will always have some kind of yearly gala or something like that, whatever that thing is, right? Something like that. And what will they show at the gala? Success stories. Here's Jane, and she was in a terrible marriage, and she was in a hospital, and now we got her out. Now she has her own apartment, living with her kid. Oh, well, great, right? I write a check. So in that case, in that type of incentive, it can work. You just have to have incentives that I give money or I get money when I have success, not because I just checked a box or something like that. There's a difference. So yeah. So I want to grab a quick super chat. Kate, thank you. 499. As a Kennedy surrogate, I have an idea for one of the healing farms to be for veterans only. A foreign legion has a vineyard. Thoughts? I love that idea. And I've talked about it before. I called them when it came. I talked about it for prisons, believe it or not. It was the idea of a community reform unit. So you have communities that help people to reform. I think you have communities for that too. Love farming. Again, that's a purpose, right? And most veterans, particularly if they were combat veterans, right? It's non-combat, yes, but particularly for combat veterans, when they come back, they feel like they've lost something. Something like this, I don't know if a vineyard works, but maybe a farm or something will give them purpose and community again, and it'll get them back in action. And I think some will want to stay, and some will get their kind of head straight and then go off. I love the idea, Kate. I think it's a wonderful idea. I love it. I absolutely do. I think it's a wonderful idea. I agree completely. Texas Spies Dorian, thank you for the $1 rant. The whole thing reminds me of Hassan K. Akbar. I don't know who that person is. Nadal M. Hassan, high-ranking and low-ranking, plenty of conspiracy. Was that the guy here at Fort the Jersey guy? I remember who that guy was. Sorry, I don't remember. Fort Hood. Thank you. Yes. Up here north, Fort Hood. Yes, that's right. Okay, I remember now. Yes. Yeah, similar idea. Veteran and then turned, right? When people think the system is no longer with them, when they supported it and sacrificed for it, wow, they're angry. Wow, they're angry. Yes, they are very, very angry. I completely agree. So, all righty. Michael goes on to say, gun violence in the USA is a symptom of desperation. You're right, Larry. If people are leading desperate lives, they just find another way. I say this all the time. Desperate people do desperate things. Again, you don't got to be the mentalist to figure this one out. Not required. Again, great show, but not required. You could just realize, wait a minute, people are desperate. I bet they'll do desperate things. Yes, that's how it works, 100%. So I agree. All right. The AC says that guy's family said he worshiped Trump. He's probably disappointed that Musk is pulling Trump's marionette strings. Who knows? But again, the guy in Las Vegas, I think, was a Trumpster, a Trump supporter. I don't know if the guy in New Orleans was. I don't remember, to tell you the truth. I don't know. He might have been. So yes. Lorenzo says, more laws is a solution to solve a moral problem. The system have high scores for being asinine. Yes. Yes. Pinkerbell says, absolutely heartbreaking all around. Yes, but Pinkerbell, here's the issue. If there's an event that kills 15 people, in this case, and wounds like 36 or something like that, shouldn't it at least give us something? Shouldn't it be something that happens from besides there's going to be some stupid vigil and someone's going to come out there and like pray or whatever and get on TV and act like they care? There'll be tons of virtue signaling. Maybe they'll put like a spray paint or some shit that means nothing. They'll do that, right? It's fine. I'm not against that stuff, but do that. Do the warm fuzzy things. I'm not against it. I like warm fuzzy things. Do the warm fuzzy things, but then change something. This is what I go back. And this has been on my mind for a while, and I'm going to say it again. Virtue signaling kills. Virtue signaling kills. Why? Is virtue signaling by itself bad? No, not by itself. If you do change with it, virtue signaling can be wonderful. You feel good because you virtue signaled and you fixed something. So you added everything together. You actually made some change and you felt warm and fuzzy. Love it. That's amazing. That's not what we do, though. We just virtue signal. And now people think we did something. We're going to do something. What are we going to do? We're going to change the way we put barriers up or something. Okay, so now he won't use that truck. He'll use something else. Okay. There's a stabbing spree in New York City. We got barriers everywhere. Barriers everywhere in New York City. New York City, you can't drive around New York City half the time. There's barriers someplace. All the time. Still happens. Doesn't change anything. So yes, heartbreaking. But wouldn't it be better if it was heartbreaking and then we learned something and those lives that were lost and wrecked and ruined would at least have an outcome that will be valuable to somebody else? I wish that was true. John says, you're 100% right, Larry. Yeah. I've been saying this. If I was wrong on any of this, this is, by the way, what I just told you, my policy, same policy I've had for 7 years. Same policy. Hasn't changed. Same policy. Said it on. Again, if you watch I said this, if you watched my Glenn Beck interview, if you watched my Joe Rogan interview in 2018, I said all of this on there publicly. No change. And if I was wrong, wouldn't they attack me? Wouldn't they have attacked me in 2018? Wouldn't they attack me in 2022? Wouldn't they attack me now? Tell me how wrong I am. They can't, because I'm right. They just want me to shut up. And of course, what I do, they shadow ban me. So I got to run this on 9 platforms so anyone will hear me. Guys, I say that's why I tell you, please click the button. That's like. Click the like button. Click it. This has got to get pushed. Pigwell says, it was a parade in a major city. There were cops all around. Yeah. Well, here's the worst part. Now they canceled the Sugar Bowl and moved it to a day or whatever, to today or something. Why'd you cancel Sugar Bowl? You have to have an investigation. Why? Well, we were at the Super Bowl. Why? Because he's one guy. And if you don't fix it, the guy's gonna do something again anyway. You can't stop it. So stop, live your life, or fix the goddamn problem. It's virtue signaling. We're gonna cancel for a day. Why? I bet there'll be some vigil, there'll be some moment of silence, whatever, and it won't fix anything. There'll be virtue signaling, and that's it, as usual. So yes. The AC says, yep, and insufficient barricades, but heretofore they haven't needed the good barricades. Who cares? I don't care. Michael says, family court destroys families. Yes. 100%. Kim says, it matters because strong families build strong communities, and strong communities are resistant. Yes, Kim. People don't get this at all, right? When you have a support structure, that's how you survive your divorce. That's how you survive losing your kids. That's how you survive it. In fact, if the judges weren't so bad, they would give it to, they will go as far as to do this. Judges will do this. I can't give it to the uncle because I don't want the father to see the kid. What? So I can't give it to the uncle. Oh, we can't give it to the wife? Can't give the wife because the husband says she's on drugs. What? Yeah. So then because she's on drugs, I can't give it to the aunt because then she might give it to the mom who's on drugs. What? What are you going to do? I'm going to take the kid. What do you mean? Well, I get paid by the state anyway. I get paid by the government. So I'm just take the kid, put it in foster care. That happens. So, okay, I get you somehow are worried that the mom or the dad is bad for whatever reason. Well, then give it to the uncle or the aunt. Well, they might show the mom or dad. So what? They're the parent now. Give it to the uncle or aunt. Put the kid with kin. Here's what I know. And we all know this. Are there bad parents? Of course. Could there be a bad uncle or aunt? Of course. Is every kid who goes into the system screwed? No. But we do know this for sure. The odds are every kid will do better over time, odds, with kin versus the system. That's a fact. Do some kids go to the system and come out fine? Of course. Do some kids go to the family and come out crappy? Yep. But we know that as a whole, children do better with kin, whether that is their mom or their uncle or their grandpa or their sister or their cousin, whatever. They do better with kin than with the system overall. We know this to be true over thousands of years. That's how it works. So why wouldn't you do that? They don't. Rocketman says Virginia is horrible. Most states are. New York is really bad, but most are terrible. Most are just horrible. Yes. Missy says you need 3 things for happiness: love, respect, and purpose. Yes, and yes. Thank you. Yes. Liberty says, hey, Sharpies, guess what? Larry Sharpe has 280 followers on his Rumble. Hope everyone has a fantastic night. You guys can go over there if you want to, and you can go follow me on Rumble also if you like. It's always nice if you can. So I do appreciate everything you guys do. Absolutely. So yes. The AC says, cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bills, y'all. Yes, absolutely. Cool. How do we get Larry into the Trump admin to fix this? They don't care. I wish it were true. You want to fix this? Get a governor like me. That's how you fix it. Kim goes on to say the state gets federal funds matching child support of the state to the state, not the child. Correct. Goes to the state. The state makes money on this. That is true. Absolutely. Sam says Larry's 100% correct on how a family court works. Yes. Lorenzo says, I remember reading an article a few years back where the father was thrown in jail for paying too much child support in Texas. I believe it. Oh, I believe it. Yes. Follow my goddamn rules. Yes. Kim says women are better because men can pay more. States put money. That's true. That's accurate. Why would I give it? Why would I give the kid to the parent who has more money? If I do that, then the parent who has less money will either pay less or pay nothing, and the state makes no money. So the incentive is to make sure I give it to the poorer parent, which statistically is the woman. So I give it to the woman and then make the man pay me. You might go, Larry, this is horrible. It's true. Sam says, never got married or had kids because I saw this scenario play out with my friends. Sam, you are not alone. I hear that all the time. And it breaks my heart It really does. Because I personally, my opinion, I think we should all have relationships. Just my opinion. Should not be required. Do whatever you want. Absolutely your life. But I understand why people don't do it. I do. I know a lot of women go, I can't find a man. 8 million of them are in somebody's basement now. Of course you can't find a man. Of course you can't. 8 million aren't in the game anymore. Of course you can't find a man. There ain't enough out there. They're not there for you. And those who aren't neat men, right? Who aren't, that's just the neat men. Take those out. We got tons of people like Sam, millions of them. Like, I don't care. I'm not neat, but I'm not doing this. I'm done. I hear it all the time. Of course you can't find a man. Of course not. So, all righty. Again, Andrew goes, it's incentivized because the state gets cut of child support. 100%. Yes, absolutely. Joel says to Sam, Joel, see on the same page. I feel like that is getting more and more common. Brother, it is. I talk to people all the time. I meet people all the time. It's more and more common. Men are giving up. There's a lot of broken men. We've got to fix them. We have to fix them. Full Moon Rising says important topic. Yes. Yes. Lorenzo says, I hate the saying you should have chosen a better woman. These dumbasses don't realize people change. I had a friend who said something interesting. You married today may not be the same woman 50 years down the road. People change. Agreed. Look, it would be amazing if we could all stay married for 100 years. That'd be amazing. But let's be realistic. It's probably not going to happen. If we know that's what, it's over 50% now of marriage and divorce. If we know this, to your point, Lorenzo, shouldn't we make a system that is fairer to both sides? If we know that, and we do, most marriages are going to end up in divorce. That's true. There we go. So anyway, Gerald says, the end of family court, how abolishing the courts brings justice to children and families. Jane Spinack. Oh, there we go. Nice book. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yes. I appreciate that. Kitty says, yeah, so overlooked and messed up. Overlooked constantly. Yes. Joel says, ending single income families with a stay-at-home parent also makes this worse. Agreed, right? We have a system now that it's very hard for someone to realistically be able to survive with a family on one income. It's very hard to do. So yes, yeah, I agree. AC says you should primary Eric Adams. The Democrats never let me in the primary. No way. And remember how New York State works. I have to be a member of their party to be able to get into their primary. I'm not a Democrat. They never let me in the primary. I mean, I could. In New York State, you can get in if they give you what's called a Wilson Pakula. It's a specific sheet of paper that allows you to run in their primary without being part of their party. It's the same thing that Bernie Sanders does. Bernie Sanders runs the Democratic Party, even though he's officially independent. I could do it in theory. Democrats would never let me do it. Republicans might. I try as Republican. Maybe they'll let me in. They might let me in. So yes. So, all righty. Rocket Man says, be like a sovereign citizen and file a license on the corporate judge. I don't know if that works. I don't know. Joel says, bad decisions at family court ensure criminal court has clients later. Also true. Michael says, you're not an idiot, Larry. You're a hero. I went through this family court shit. You are spot on. Family court made me broke-ass dad. 2 ended in bankruptcy. Doing okay now, though I had to rebuild. There's the issue. People can rebuild. And Michael, I'm glad you did. But why'd you have to? Because the system wrecked you. And here's the worst part. You bring up a very valid point. Why do candidates not support this concept of fixing family court? Because most of the people destroyed by family court, by far, are men. Well, they're destroyed. Well, they don't have money. They're not a good donor base. Just moving forward, right? Dads who are crushed by the family court system, they aren't good donors. They don't have money. Their money either went to their kid or went to the lawyers. That's where their money went. They don't have any. It's either a lawyer took it or the kid took it. That's it. That's where the money is. They can't give me any money. It's tough. I get it. I support this because it matters and there's no other way to fix this country. Everything else is irrelevant if I can't fix the country. This is the way you fix the country, by fixing the family. That's how you do it. So I agree with you. So they have to rebuild. But yeah, everything I'm saying, I know is true. I've seen it before 1,000 times. I've watched it happen again and again and again. Yes. So, Mike says, while I see your point about how family court corrupts families and men, but the New Orleans maniac appears to have been ISIS. That's separate. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's just, of course he did that. They always find something. Once you're broken, you are open to anything. If it wasn't ISIS, it would have been whatever, some other thing that he would have made up. It happened to be that because that was the cool thing of the day, or that's the people he met when he was in Afghanistan, or that's the person who happened to talk to him, or some video he saw. It is irrelevant. And it's just, he was inspired by. That's all he was, inspired. Because he saw it, he got excited and did it because his own system is broken. That's all. But he wasn't a member. He was inspired by them. But he would have been inspired by anybody. Say it wasn't that. It would have been Al-Qaeda, or it would have been whatever is the thing of the day, right? It's just made to scare people. It means nothing. This would be, again, an excuse to bomb somebody. That's all it'll be. So yes. Andrea says, I agree we need to have more intact families. The parents don't have to be married, but we need both parents in the kids' lives. That's my point with kin. Now look, sometimes you got a bad parent. I get it, right? I get it. It happens. Sometimes you have bad parents. But you don't have an uncle, you don't have an aunt, you don't have a grandma, you have a granddad, you don't have a cousin. You got somebody who take that kid. It does happen sometimes. But then don't take the kid, give it to somebody else. Give it to somebody else. So yeah. Andrew says, nobody really cares about the kids either. Say if the parents. If I have to gamble and I'm a judge and I'm worried, do I have good parents or not? If I got to gamble as a judge, don't you want to gamble on family? Isn't that going to be the best bet? Again, you could have a bad parent. You could have a bad uncle. There's some bad people out there, of course. But if I got to roll the dice on some kid, don't I want to put them with their family? I mean, it seems common sense to me. I don't think I'm that crazy to think that if I'm going to roll the dice, I'm not sure. Should I put the kid into the system? Should I give it to the grandma? Should I give it to the niece or the nephew, whatever? I'm going to give it to the family. I mean, that's the best shot I got. Why wouldn't I do that? And how can anybody be mad at you? How could you, judge, give the kid to his family? What are you, stupid? What else would you do? You put him in a system so we all get paid. Oh, yeah, we all get paid. Right. We all get paid. Sorry about that. I thought I was caring about the family. Dummy. No, you weren't. You're getting paid. These people who are in front of you, they don't matter. Okay, they don't matter. They're our cattle. Okay? We get paid off them. They're the poors. We don't care about them. So we just take their money, we put on our robes, and we're better than them all. They don't matter. Stop acting like they're human beings or something. Stop that. You're a judge. You're better than all of them. I wish that's not how they thought. That is literally how they think. And I don't care if you're a judge and you hear this. I hope you're a judge and you hear this, because you know I'm right. I've been in front of judges. I've watched them do it to my face. I've watched them put people in jail and not give a shit. I've watched them ruin lives and not care at all. And prosecutors aren't any better. Yeah, I've seen it. So yes. All right. I'm not going to put what Lorenzo says up because I don't want to get canceled. So I saw what you put about judges, Lorenzo, but I'm not going to say it. So that's it. Yes. Kitty says, it must be terrifying to be a man these days. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm not sure that's true. But let's just say a lot of men who aren't doing well are really not doing well. That's the problem, right? You have men who are doing well. And this is the problem that we have as a society. And I see all the time. And this part's more of a woman issue, but it happens with men too. Women get mad at men all the time. You men, you control. No. The 1% of men do, right? I get why you're mad at them. This goes back to class, if that makes any sense, right? And the problem is the top 1% of men are hammering us. There's no doubt that's true. They are bending us over. That's accurate. There's some women up there too, but the vast majority of men, they're trashing us. That's true. So women get mad at those men, but they can't affect those men. So they blame the regular guy. I'm not doing it. I'm getting screwed too. Why are you mad at me? Be mad at them. If I be mad at them too, why are you mad at me? Now all of a sudden, not only have they divided us among race, now they divided us among gender. The top 1% are the ones you're mad at. The guy who works at the gas station, why are you mad at him? What did he do to you? Nothing. He's as screwed as you are. Be mad at those guys, not the regular dude. We didn't do anything. So, yes. Ryan says, I've seen way too many people get screwed by from the court. Yes, me too. Yes, yes, and yes. Kim says, as soon as divorce or child is filed, the kids go into state custody until the details are amicably agreed by both mom and dad. This will encourage parents who care to work the details out. No. Give it to another. If you think that you don't want the mom and dad to have it, okay. Maybe, but give it to kin, not to the system. Not the system. So, yeah. All righty. Any case. All right. Let's see here. Mike says, so are you suggesting that the breakdown of society by government pushes some into radicalization, like as a way to lash back? Yes. 100%. Yes. That's literally what I'm saying. Yes. When these men who literally believed in the system, went to war for the system, served for the system, watched the system completely dismiss them, crush them, destroy them. The first guy, the guy from New Orleans, he literally was divorced twice, broke, in debt, destroyed by the system. Family court crushed him. So yes. So of course, he's going to pick up whatever is anti the system he's in. In this case, it was ISIS, but it would have been anything. Yes, that's literally what I'm saying. Yes, that's why he was that. The other guy, by the way, was estranged from his wife. His wife, he hadn't talked to his wife in days. And he was on leave. He was on vacation. Didn't see his wife because they were estranged. So his marriage is broken too. They were all broken men. That's what I'm saying. Broken men do bad things. That is what I'm saying. Yes, correct. Andrea says, woohoo, more liberty-crushing laws. Yeah. Phil says, my heart broke hearing a young man say he thought his friend was behind him and safe only when he found out he was. Oh, yes, I remember that story. There was some guy who had a buddy who was with him, and they were hanging out, having a good time in New Orleans. And as the one guy's walking away, the guy comes in with the car, right? And then he goes, oh, I'm glad you got away, and looks away and realizes, oh, he didn't make it. And his buddy was dead. Yeah, absolutely. His buddy was dead. Let's see here. Ryan was going to say, no, the police chief got fired as police chief in Oakland. You have to be really bad at your job as a police chief in Oakland, get fired. You're saying, yeah, but so what? That's again, that's virtue signaling. You fired a police chief. Okay. You just, again, I don't care. It's his fault. Just dumb. Phil says, there's a guy in Rogan today with Governor Perry who talked about the corruption in the family courts in Kentucky. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Karen says, I had a domestic abuse conviction on him, which was true, and the court did nothing to him and gave him custody agreement he wanted. I was treated as the bad person. Now he abused my daughter. I'm going to assume, Karen, that your ex-husband, I guess, lied immediately. Now, I don't know that's true, but that's my guess. Why? Because generally speaking, as I said earlier, and if you listened, the system rewards whoever lies first, fastest, and most. Whoever lies the most, fastest gets rewarded. I'm going to assume, Karen, that he immediately came out lying about you right away. That's my assumption. Why? Because that's what the court's reward. And please tell me if you would in the comments if that's true, because that to me is what makes total sense. Otherwise, I can't see it happening. I'm not saying you're lying. I'm saying my opinion. I have a hard time believing unless he came out right away lying quickly about you and about the kid. If he did that, makes total sense because that's how the system works. I said that earlier. I don't know if you're watching, but that's how it normally works. They immediately lie. They lie fast, right away, and lie hard. And when that happens, the system rewards them. And that's the whole problem. And probably, again, I don't know this. You can tell me if I'm wrong or not. Probably his lawyer told him to. That's the odds. Probably his lawyer told him. So anyway, yes. Bingo says, Karen, I had a similar situation. I hope things improve for y'all. Yes. Again, the system ensures whoever lies first, fastest, is the one that gets rewarded. I'll go to the earlier piece. If you're actually a deadbeat dad, you're good. Like, you're fine. When you're not a deadbeat dad, that's when the system makes you a deadbeat dad. Why? If you're a deadbeat dad, they don't get money from you. So you're not valuable because you're a deadbeat dad. You can't pay anything. So their incentive is to let you go. You're a deadbeat. You can't pay us anything. You're not worth anything to us. Go. You want a kid? Whatever. Take a kid. Go. I don't care. I'm not joking. Oh, you make money. We're going to take all that shit. We're going to make you a deadbeat. We're going to make you bankrupt. We're going to make you not pay. We're going to take everything. This is what actually happens. You guys don't know this. The lawyers, who are also, most of them, horribly terrible people, they will come in and say, look, we need to see what all your finances are so that we can dip the finances. Look at all your finances and go, oh, you have whatever, 50 grand? That's what it costs, 50 grand. What a coincidence. However much money you have, that's what it costs. I'm not joking. They know how much money you have. So they charge you accordingly. That's why every guy's broke. That's why they're all broke. They know how much money you have. They charge you that. You keep going until you're not broke anymore. Until you're broke. That's it. That's how it works. So yes. Any case. All righty. Kim just goes, the system's designed to harvest money from us. Yes. Absolutely. Karen says, I do not want to marry a man again after what he did during the divorce and try to destroy my life. So it happens with me too. It does. Correct. But usually, again, it's the man who starts lying immediately. I hope you're still watching, Karen. Let me know. Did you post on that one or not, Karen? I would bet that's what happened. Karen says, I was told by my lawyer that children are still considered property and the rights of the toxic parent are more important than the impact on the child. Yes, there we go. Also correct. See? Also correct. 100%. So generally speaking, again, the lie is the piece. Yes. The AC says the system need the system to be based on community, not money. Yes. Phil says the destruction of social capital is huge. Families, churches, fraternal organizations. They're all gone. They're all gone. 100%. I hope my answers made sense. I hope what I'm talking about makes sense. And the AC says, Karen, I can't think of a situation on which I'd marry again. I mean, anything's possible, but I find that unlikely. A lot of people are thinking that. A lot of people are thinking that. Yes, that's it. Ryan says, I love The Mentalist. It was a good show. It was a good show. It was. Jen says, Larry, as an expert on New York State politics, why do you think Nassau County went for Hillary and Biden, why do you think Nassau County went for Hillary and Biden, but went for Trump in 2024? Oh, you mean, 16, 20, and 24. That's what you mean. Okay, got it. Okay, yeah. No, the reality of it is people are becoming more and more anti-establishment. Nassau was kind of purple anyway. So I think it was moving more red. And in general, New York, Trump is far more popular than most Republicans are in New York. It's not even close. He's much more popular. Trump is popular in New York State compared to the Republicans. So I think if you are purplish and Trump pops in, boom, you go. As the thing I bring up, the example I bring up is there were tens of thousands of people who voted for AOC and also voted for Trump. Trump is a phenomenon. I know people don't like him, but it's just true. He is. And I think that's the reason. I hope that answers your question. So he is, again, the state's still blue, but relative to other Republicans, Trump is just so much more powerful. Kim says, Larry, I wish you knew how you are connecting dots for me. I feel like you are proving my tinfoil hat was worthwhile. I'm glad you bought one. Now you have, or made one, whichever. That's good. Yes, absolutely. Kitty says, it has been desperate for years for us. My boyfriend used to make $200K in tech. Ooh, nice salary. We were building a life together. Mm-hmm. Suddenly, he and many others got replaced by H-1B. Thanks, Biden. 3 years of poverty. Oh, that sucks. Okay, yeah, look. Tough spot. Once that begins to happen, you got to start rethinking a lot of stuff. Kitty, if you happen to see the show last night, I spoke a little bit about that. So watch last night's show if you have a chance. It was about how to become successful in 2025. I gave some tips on things to do. I'm happy to help if you want. Become a member if you want to. If you can, reach out to me through the membership, and I'll have a chat with you if you like. Happy to do that. Help you and your boyfriend out. Happy to do so. So I do for a living. Happy to do it. I'm happy to help out. So yes, I'm happy to. Grand Abbott became a member. Thank you, Grand Abbott. I appreciate it. Every member does count. Thank you so much for that. That's awesome. All righty. Let's see here. John says, Disney and romantic comedies have given us an unrealistic idea of romance/marriage, and society and the courts have made it easy to get divorced. That's also true. I think it does make people think that there's going to be some kind of magical world once you're married, and it isn't. It's still tough. It's still hard, right? Life doesn't all of a sudden get easier because you get married. Life is still tough either way. So yes, absolutely. So that liberty says, then there's society, family, court that both parents have to fight when they're falsely accused of child abuse. Spike Cohen, yes, 100%, 100%, yes. Wright says, in North Carolina, I'm now seeing yard signs telling people to sign up to be foster parents because they get paid for that. The state gets paid for that. So of course, everybody makes money on that one, right? You lose your kids, but they all make money. How many times do I have to say this? Government is about the money. It's always about the money. I always tell you this, and I always show you how somehow it's about the money. Judges get judged based on how much cash they bring in the family court system. There's a ranking system. I'm not making that up. I've said it more than once. Yes. Of course. It's about the cash. Yes. All righty. Kim says, ooh, I'm guilty of hating the wrong man. I apologize, guys. I know. Hate the big guys, not the regular dudes. Not our fault. Grand Abbott says, Larry, I'm currently in a situation where my disgruntled ex-wife has weaponized CPS. Yes. Yep. Protective orders and now criminal charges, recycling accusations over and over. And here's the worst part about this, Grand Abbott. And people don't know this, but you know this. There's no due process, right? At least if you were a criminal, the judge would have to find some due process. Family court? No. Judge goes, protective order. Okay, so now you can't see your kid. Now, when you can't see your kid, the judge go, since you can't see your kid, you don't have to pay child support. Of course not. In fact, he probably got mad at you and want to raise it, so you have to pay more now. And they probably threatened jail if they didn't put you in jail. So now you have trouble keeping your job because you got to work through a jail. And then you got to keep paying your child support. Either way. In fact, you guys might know this. The judge will put you in jail, and you think, well, he put me in jail so I can't work, so he'll lower my child support. No. So the judge puts you in jail so you can't work, but you still owe all the money from when you were in jail, which he put you in. Right, it makes no sense. Yes, Grand Abbott, I know you know this already. I'm not talking to you for this one. I'm talking to the rest of the audience for that who doesn't know that. That's what happens. And the worst part is, then what will wind up happening is, because of that, you won't be able to see your son for years. And somehow the judge, the idiot, horrible judge that they are, they will say, well, I'm teaching the dad a lesson. What the fuck are you teaching? You're just making him hate you more. You're making him not want to be part of anything anymore. You're teaching nobody anything. You're wrecking the dad and you're wrecking the kid. And now you're wrecking the mom too, because now she's so mad at men, she's never going to find a man either. You've wrecked everything. You're a terrible judge. So many of you are. And the judge there to you is a horrible judge, as most of them are. They're saving no one. They're making everything worse. And we ignore how bad our judges are constantly. I rant about judges like every month on the show, don't I? I'm always ranting about them because they're just so damn terrible. He goes on to say, I've been separate from my son about a year. There we go. I already said it. Years. The sixth year of my son's life was lost. So you lost your son and your son lost his father because some judge said so, because some wife is unhappy for whatever reason she's unhappy. And I'm not saying she's wrong. Maybe you're a bad guy. Maybe you treated her bad. Maybe you cheated. Maybe you're a bad guy. Maybe you are. I don't know you. But why are you punishing your kid? Let's say she's right and you're a jerk. I don't know you. I'm just saying for sake of argument. Say you're a jerk. You were bad to her. You were mean to her or whatever. You were bad to her. Okay. So why are you punishing the kid? Because the judge is an idiot and doesn't know any better and just follows the old rules. The judge should go, okay, you were mean to her. You're a bad guy. Don't be a bad guy. Wag your finger. See your kid, though. See your kid. Don't talk to her. See your kid. And if she feels scared of you, great. Go drop your kid off at the police station. Be with cops whenever she's so scared of you because you're a bad guy. Maybe you are. I don't know you, but maybe you are. Okay, great. Then she can drop you off. And this happens, by the way. I'm not making this up. They can do it to where they drop the kid off at the police station. So she thinks Grand Abbott's a bad guy. Okay, she's scared. Oh, wait, he's a bad guy. Great. Go to the police station. Drop your kid off. He's going to beat you up in front of the cops? He's going to yell you in front of the cops? No, he's not. The kid can go. Drop him off back in front of the police station. Don't go to your house. Drop off police station. And you may think that's crazy, but if she's really that scared, and maybe she is, maybe Grand Abbott was a bad guy, maybe, I don't know. But if she's that scared, don't put him in jail. Don't alienate the kid. Don't not let him see his kid for 3 years. Don't do that. Use the cops. What are the cops there for? There's an answer if you want to fix it. There's an answer if you want to fix this. 100%. But we don't care. That isn't the point, Grand Abbott. The point is for you to pay. That's the issue. Grand Abbott says the big issue is there's no accountability. When CBS accepts false accusations, an ill-intentioned parent can make accusations over and over until the child's 18. And this part, it's my point. She's lying. Right? And if you're saying false accusations over and over, that means she's proven to lie. What is her consequences? My earlier point, nothing. She should be charged with perjury. And her lawyer should be also, his license or her license, whoever it is, license should be in jeopardy for assisting. That's what should happen. That would stop. That would stop immediately. Doesn't though. Exactly my point. Yes. Karen goes on to say, lawyers have access to your finances, so they make sure you spend every penny of what you have during divorce. That's how long the divorce will be. Yes. Again, yes, I think I'm making this up, but here comes the chat. Is that what I'm saying? Yes, exactly what I'm saying. 100%. 100%. Michael says, that's exactly what happened to me, Larry. They dragged out my family court case till all my credit cards are maxed out. Then it ended. Yes. I filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy. It worked out well for me. Yes. And they all got paid. That's all that matters. They all got paid. 100%. They all got paid. 100%. All right. Carl says, I agree with Vecchio regarding church, bullying, and family. Yes. 100%. All good. Yes. All righty. Let's see if I can go down here. Sam says, breaks my heart, Karen, you're in my prayers. Yeah. Oh, Karen says, thank you. That's great. Karen, I didn't, did he, since you're listening, did he come out hard lying up front? That's what I think happened. That's how I feel. That's how I feel that. Yes. AC says, be kind to people and harsh on systems. Yes, yes, yes. Yep. Grand Abbott says, Larry, my brother, Rocket Man, Matrix, worked on your campaign in New York. I live in Virginia. Yes, absolutely. I appreciate that. So he goes on to say, I've just been indicted a third time on criminal charges. I had to pay $700 in bond fees. They use technique to bypass right trial. Yes. Thank you. That's my point. No due process in family court. Everything I'm telling you guys, everything I'm saying, you're seeing right here again. No due process. You see it again and again and again. Constantly seeing it again and again and again. Yes. Kim says, it's amazing that these hateful people could have ever gotten close enough to make a baby. No, this, believe it or not, this is similar to what I talked about with the other guy and ISIS. When you love somebody, and these people probably love each other, most people who are married at one point love each other, not all, but most do. And now you get betrayed. The two worst emotions any human being can feel, two worst, regret and betrayal. The two worst. When we have regrets, oh my God, we have regrets. It can eat us for years of regrets. But betrayal's worse because regret at least was us. Betrayal was somebody else. Betrayal's the worst. How do I know that? The penalty for fighting someone in war, trying to kill that person, if you capture them, the penalty is what? Nothing. They go to a prisoner of war camp and go back home at the end of the war. What's the penalty for treason? Death. Betrayal's the worst. It's the worst. So now I love this person. And now this person lies and takes my money and takes my life and takes my house and takes my kid. I hate them. I hate them. It is the ultimate betrayal. So they weren't hateful, Kim. They are now. It's the worst. And it blinds them. Now, what should happen, this goes back to our earlier point, is your community should be around you going, Kim, It's don't do this. You're going to affect the kids. Don't let your hatred blind you. What a lawyer should be doing, they don't. Miss Husky, don't do this. Think about your kids. Don't be so vindictive. Let's have a conversation. Doesn't happen. What a judge should be saying, I don't care how mad you are at each other. This is not about you. This is about making sure the kids get taken care of. So take your emotions, shove them up your ass. We're going to fix this. That's what they should be saying. None of that happens. The reverse happens. You're betrayed and you're angry, and everybody fuels the fire. Everybody fuels your fire. They pour gasoline on that so you get even angrier, and the vitriol just keeps going. That's what it is. They were probably in love. Most people who were married were in love at one point. The system pours fuel on a fire. Doesn't try to stop it. It should. It doesn't. It doesn't. So yes. Pickleball says, my ex liked to weaponize the cops against me. It didn't stop until I moved back to my hometown. A local PD who knows me told them off to F off and quit wasting their time. Yes, but no punishment. Pickleball, exactly. No punishment. I am going to make another assumption. Your ex lied fast and a lot. That's the one who gets protected. Vincent says, eventually the kids don't want to go with either parent unless they can't be forced to. And they can't be forced to. That becomes a problem too. That becomes a problem too. Yes. 100%. Yes. It is very tough. Ryan says, betrayal blurs the lines between love and hate. Yes, it does. 100% it does. Guys, I'm going to ask you one more time if I could. I know I've asked you all the time. I want to keep doing this because it does matter. Click the like button if you haven't yet. Whatever you're watching me on, click that button that is like. If you haven't reposted this or shared this, do it right now. Put it on, share it on YouTube, share it on X, repost it on X, put it into a Facebook group, whatever you're watching me on. If you haven't subscribed to YouTube, please do so. My Larry Sharpe page and or my Sharpe Way page. Please follow me on Facebook, X, and Rumble. It does matter. And when you subscribe on YouTube, if you do that, click the all notifications bell. You got to click that. YouTube makes it as hard as possible to support me. Like they go out of their way. So you have to click on the all notifications specifically so that you get notified. And you might go, Larry, I already did this. YouTube decides to unsubscribe you because it decides you're a bot. It just decides this because it does. It has algorithms and unsubscribes you. It just does it. Yes. Guys, if you want to super chat me, you can. Please always super chat me on YouTube, either Larry Sharpe or Sharpe Way. You can also rant me on Rumble if you want to. You can become a member. I'm always bugging you for membership, aren't I? Yes. All right. This week, not this week, this coming week, I'm going to post on the members only page on my YouTube pages. I'm going to post when I'm going to do the members guest show. That's when members will come on the show with me and chat with me about whatever we're going to talk about. We'll just talk together on the show live. You'll be on the show. If you want to, you volunteer to come on. I've done it before. It's gone over pretty well. I'm going to do it again. So become a member. By next week is when I will post it. Let me know, and then I'll have you guys on. I'll pick 4 and I'll pick 3. I'm sorry. I pick 3 and we'll do this. If you want to become a member on Rumble, that's awesome too. $49 per month. Click subscribe during the live. You can do that. That's also very helpful. So if you can do that, please do that. It does matter. So, all righty. Let me grab, let's see here. Jordan says, hey, yo, Larry, we need a Sharpe Spike 2028. Let's go. I do appreciate that. Yes, I do appreciate that. Yes. All right. Any case, I will be on tomorrow. Yes. I wasn't sure what I was doing tomorrow because I was thinking I would do a show on this or something else, but I will be doing a show tomorrow. I don't know what I'll be doing it on, but I will do it tomorrow at 7, and I'll do another show Saturday at 7. Saturday, I'll do an AMA. So ask me, you guys love AMAs. I'll do an AMA. I'm going to do something tomorrow. I'm not sure yet, but I will be on tomorrow. Guys, I'll ask you as always, once we're done, please, afterwards, post. And here's what I want you to post if you don't mind. I want you to post what you think is the next bad thing to happen coming up here. The next bad thing that's going to happen. Post that after the show is over, and I will respond. Guys, I want to say thank you so much for today. I appreciate all the time you gave me. I'll be back on tomorrow at 7. I will see you all very soon.